What was your most awkward we were alone story, NSFW? I had recently shaved my balls, so they were itchy. I was in my basement alone, so I pantsed and scratched. My dad came down unannounced, saw the situation, and made the just assumption that I was wanking. I desperately want to tell him that that's not the case, and reflexively yell no. Wait, come back, he said. No. What were you expecting to happen? I was just scratching my balls. Ah, I see. May I join you? When you think of a better way for a father to bond with his son, you let me know. I've posted this story before. I work for a home improvement store as a product assembler. Well, one day I finished my projects early and had a huge amount of large boxes laying about. So I did what any adult in that situation would do. Build a city and play Godzilla. So I'm rampaging about and making dinosaur sounds when one of the assistant store managers come back to check on me. He caught me mid-roar. He laughed it off and said he envied my job. I was put in charge for a day at my old job, and I was told to keep people busy. There wasn't much to do, so I had one of the cashiers make me a robosuit out of recycling. She did a pretty good job. When I was about 17, I was invited to the village pub with my girlfriend's family and ended up getting rather drunk. My girlfriend wanted to leave early, so we headed back to their house. When we got back, I went for a piss and ended up peeing on the floor a bit, so I shouted to her, "Babe, I pissed on the floor," expecting her to tell me where the cleaning stuff was. She never answered, so I poked my head out to see her whole family, including her grandparents, standing at the foot of the stairs, which were directly in front of the door. Tell us what happened after. We must know. I just kind of looked at them like a deer in headlights, shut the door and waited for them to disappear to the lounge, cleaned up my mess and went to my girlfriend's room. They didn't say anything about it the next morning. Forgot my towel right before taking a shower. Ran downstairs naked to get fresh one from the dryer which was running. Fuck yeah. I run up the stairs on all fours coughing. Golem, almost to the top. Roommates GF leaning over banister looking at me, very confused. I do weird stuff when I think I'm alone. Did she see your precious? It's a nice change from all the sex and masturbation stories, a deeper understanding of the human psyche. Not me, but my little brother. When I was in high school, my little brother had an earlier bedtime. He was 7 years younger, so he would always shower first. But his showers would last for like an hour. Every time I would go in after him, the water would be ice cold, and it really made me mad. I tried complaining to my mum but got the whole "quit being Winnie" response. So I took matters into my own hands. When I knew he was about to go take his shower, I shoved a piece of paper in the little hole in the wall where the handle thing goes into. I have no clue what it is called. Anyways, after he was in there for about 15 minutes, thinking he had a door locked, I pulled it open to find him standing on our bathroom counter with a bar of soap shoved in his butt crack and dancing in front of the mirror. He saw me, freaked out and started screaming. I was 14 years old and puberty was in full swing for me. I don't remember why, but for some reason as I was getting ready for school I felt the urge to grab my bottle of Listerine and thrust into it. My dick wasn't in the bottle, I was just dry humping it. At the same time my dad was coming down the hallway about to tell me bye before he went to work, and once he saw me he screamed "What the fuck?" stampeded downstairs to his car, and he never said another word to me about it. One time when I was like 8, I was alone in my room and I picked my butt, then sniffed it for some reason. I don't fucking know. Don't question 8-year-old me. As I was sniffing it, my dad said, "So does it smell good?" Turns out I wasn't alone after all. It was embarrassing. Your dad is awesome. When I first started developing curves around 11 or 12, I was standing in my room watching TV with the door open. I was spaced out and started feeling my butt with my hands down my pants, and I was so surprised by how much bigger it was all of a sudden. My older sister, who I didn't see standing there watching me, goes, "Hey banana bud, are you going to the movies later?" And I said, "No, why?" She said, "'Cause I saw you picking your seat," and ran away laughing. We were hanging out at my then boyfriend's apartment when his roommate left to have dinner with some friends. We decided to take this opportunity to have some crazy loud sex. We were in his room, in the middle of the crazy loud sex, when my boyfriend suddenly paused mid-stroke and said, "I thought we turned the TV off." I realized the TV was blaring from out in the living room. Apparently his roommate had come home much earlier than we expected and was trying to drown out our noise. Suffice it to say, our embarrassment killed the moment. If only my former roommate felt the need to be embarrassed by his fuck sounds. Used to hang out at my buddy's house and his roommate would loud fuck every time a girl was over. It was obnoxious, but whatever, I guess, right? I was fooling around with my partner at the time in his pool. It started off as just swimming around in our bathers but soon progressed to nude swimming since it was just the two of us. Since we were both nude and in the honeymoon period of our relationship, one thing led to another and we started going at it in the pool. Being 1920, there was lots of passion and noises, and when I went to look into eyes, hidden by sunglasses, I noticed the reflection of his mum staring at us from the kitchen window. She had a massive smile on her face. I die a little every time I think about it. I just got to witness the creation of my grandchildren. Yes, but he used the word partner, so possibly that would have been impossible. Edit. Not only is my highest like comment about gay people, but I also learned that partner is used in the UK as another way to say so. Edit 2: I changed it to been, but for context it used to have been Ben. I had recently injured myself in a ball game, so I stayed home from school for 3 days. On the first day, I was up at 6 a.m. My parents and my brother left before 9, and the first of them returned at 4 p.m. I played some Xbox, browsed the web, and of course when I got bored, the wanking commenced. Or when I was hungry and there wasn't any food. Or if Xbox stopped being interesting for a bit. Or if a damn Victoria's Secret commercial came on. Or if I accidentally touched my dick. All done locked away in the bathroom with my tiny phone. On the second day, I realized, with all this jerking, why waste time going to the bathroom and setting up? I have the house, and more importantly, the flat screen to myself for more or less the whole day. So, to be safe, I waited an hour after my family left, so that they'd have to be well into Manhattan by the time my freedom initiated. I used my Xbox to find some high quality shagging, and whoa was it amazing. For like 20 minutes I was unaware of anything besides that huge screen and myself. It was the best porn ever. So after that, for like 5 minutes every hour, I'd dedicate my time to HD wank sesh. I stopped doing it an hour before anyone would get home, for safety. I slept like a baby that night. On the third day, I woke up at 10 a.m. My family had already left me. I couldn't wait to continue the bliss from the previous day. I wait half an hour this time, because I woke up late. No signs of life. Good. So I start up, and I'm like halfway through my sesh when I notice my dad's bag from work on the floor. I'm thinking, wow, my dad left his laptop, until I swivel and notice my dad's keys still on the hook by the door. Panic sets in quick. You see, this is when I remembered that my dad told me he would take a day off to keep me company 3 days earlier. All of this is within the span of like 3 seconds. I turn my head back towards the TV, but I never make it back, because I froze when I saw my dad, still in his PJs, looking at me from the hallway. I'm like shitting my pants with the force of an elephant, which was probably bad considering I didn't have pants on. He shakes his head and says I couldn't do that when I was your age, and gestures to the TV. Then he turns around, walks back to his room, and I hear him say, "And here I was worried that you'd burn the house down." Needless to say, I despise big screens now, and my wanking security has increased by 200%. This may be the hardest I've ever laughed from this site. That feeling is so terrible. I once watched my mom grab not one but 2 cum socks and unpeel them from themselves. A part of me died that day. Oh my god, the image of 2 cum socks unpeeling from each other is stuck in my head. Oh my god. I'm a fucking 00 agent when it comes to wanking. A thorough search of the entire house and driveway. Call out names just in case. Contingency plan in case someone comes home early. Make mental picture of how things are placed in case I have to move anything, I can replace it exactly. Makes me think that if I ever had to kill someone, I'd know exactly what to do to leave no evidence. I was watching a YouTube video that's pretty famous of a lady saying ain't nobody got time for that, about a fire in her building. Someone auto-tuned it into a catchy song, which we also watched. Then I went downstairs to change the baby's diaper. I had the auto-tune stuck in my head and was singing it with great enthusiasm, doing my best auto-tune impression. I kept it up for several choruses. I came upstairs to my husband and several friends dying of laughter since they'd been listening on the baby monitor camera.